Similarly, there is another component which is called carousel. What the idea behind is that you define a kind of a slideshow of images, and then you define indicators. So for example, let's say this carousel will have three images, so these indicators which are shown at the bottom, 1 2 3, these bars kind of, and then you have items which are shown with image and caption, so this way. And then there are controls which are shown on left and right side. So maybe I can show you in an example. I think I already have in teaching. So this is one carousel which has 1 2 3 4 indicators. We can directly click them to go to a specific image and text, and then these are the controls that you are. And then you have an image which is shown on the whole slide, and then you can define a text. So this is a kind of title. For example, here you have only title. Here you have a title and a subtitle. So depending upon your requirement, you can generate this carousel as a slideshow component. So for example, this is how we created ours. Yeah, this is another component which are kind of common these days, is the kind of jumbotron, which allows you to kind of have a kind of a splash screen image at the top. uh, and it is a kind of, yeah, using this you can, here you can add a kind of text, you can add image behind it. Yeah, image cannot directly be added. For image, for example, I have our example how we did it for our page. So image cannot be directly added. So for image you have to do it via, for example, CSS. What we did is, for example, I created a class jumbotron image, and then background image is the image that I'm using, and then the background size would be the cover, means that it should cover the whole element. And then I assign this class to the top element jumbotron image here. This way it will create this jumbotron, and then all the text is being added to this container class within it to show the text. This way you can create a kind of jumbotron. So the idea here is just to introduce you to different component, not to explain each and every detail, because you will be able to do it when you want to create them directly from Bootstrap website. Okay, so moving on, there is another important thing which is modal, which is very commonly used, especially for example, if you want to delete some item, you want to show this modal. Are you sure you want to delete or not? Or for example, if you want to log in, like we have, so you can generate this modal. So it requires two things: one, a launch button, which can be, yeah, generate a button, and then there is should be a div with the kind of class modal, and then an ID. And this ID is required because it is the one which is linking to the button. So the button should have an attribute data target, which should have a kind of hash and the ID of the container. And as soon as you just click the launch dialog, then it will open the launch dialog box. And within the dialog box you can have different options. So for example, you will have the main content area, you will have a header which can have buttons and a title, and then the body, here in the body you can create whatever you like, and then there's a footer option. Of course you can skip any of the option, any of the section that you want based on your requirement. So yeah, you can use this as a kind of example to generate your modal dialog or boxes. Here is, for example, one modal dialog box example that we used to create our login page. For example, I think this one, this is open a dialog box. This is a header with title and close button. This is the body, and then this is the footer. Of course, we use different other CSS classes that we already discussed to align and arrange these things. So for example, I think here I'm using the default HTML thing. So yeah, you can also apply the Bootstrap validation here as well. Okay, moving on. So tooltips, yeah, tooltips are also important, and the good thing about Bootstrap is that it has a very good support for tooltips that allow you to add any HTML text to it. For example, by default the HTML5 tooltips does not allow you to have HTML data in it, but using Bootstrap you can have it. For example, all you need to do is define this attribute data toggle tooltip, and then you can specify the placement. For example, data placement, the placement can be 4 options, for example top, bottom, left, right. And then the title tooltip, here the title will be the text which is used in a tooltip. For example, this is a simple tooltip which is displayed on the right, but you can have an HTML tooltip also available, but you have to add the HTML to the title attribute to have a title information here. You can also attach different delays, but I think this can be done, this has to be done programmatic. No, you can also attach it directly to the button to have a kind of delay and show, so kind of how much delay it should be there and how much seconds milliseconds it should wait before closing the tooltip. And then there can be a kind of animation false or true to allow this. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that by default these tooltips are not initialized, so you have to manually start the tooltip by calling this function data-tooltip.tooltip. What this will do is this will start a tooltip and then allow you to, and then everywhere the tooltips will be initialized. Or for example, if you are creating tooltips programmatically, you can manually initialize every single tooltip. What this line will do is it will initialize all the tooltips which all the element which has a data toggle tag containing tooltip. So for example, I think I have some tooltips available here. For example, here the rooms are shown as a tooltip, top, on right, on bottom. So these are kind of tooltips available. And how I did it, I think in the home page at the end I have this, yeah, in the script I have this line which is tooltip available. So after tooltip there is another option which is called a popover. So it's similar to tooltip, but it looks a bit, it allows you to provide more information. For example, it will have a title, and title will be the title which is shown, and then the content will be shown separately. So you can have a title and the content, and then it also has a same functionality. But the only functionality or difference between tooltip and popover is that usually popover by default does not close. You have to click somewhere else to close it, but you can also allow it to close by by losing focus if you say data trigger focus. So I think, do I have popover? No, there's no popover here available, so I think I did not create any popover. Okay, so the idea is the same. You have to initialize the popover also like tooltip, and then you can have popovers created easily.